Welcome back, everybody. Here we are for another monster trading run. Once again, sticking with a standard run, saving the expert challenges for a future date, and trying to get some better selection luck and not be stuck with the melting remnant and the Stygian clan every single run. So hopefully, we get at least one different clan this time. Pretty please, game. Okay, alright. I can work with this. We got one different clan. Looks like both old school versions, so a little bit more used to what they might have to offer for us. And nice to see this start. We get 2 flash freezes and 2 glimmers, means enemies in the back shouldn't be a problem in the early game. Glimmer, just a good AoE as well. Cuddle Hex, fine card. You can sometimes find room for this guy, and freezing cards is generally a positive thing. And of course, our starter cards are the Frozen Lances and the Restores. The Lances tend to not be very good for very long, but the Restores actually you tend to keep around if you have any of the Awoken tanks. The health and restores good for triggering synergies there. And we have our choice of a little bit of extra health versus the merchant costs. Usually this would be a no-brainer guild marker for me. It's probably the route I'll go this time as well, but Tethys is a very fragile hero, so having just 3 extra health on it makes it survive some stuff that it wouldn't otherwise. Which makes me give a little bit of pause towards that. And you know, it's good in the early game as well. Heavy trains towards a little bit tougher. This Cuddle Hex. But we're not looking to spam, like that's usually better with Umbra or Melting Remnant, where you're really looking to spam out a bunch of units, so this would definitely have some applications, but the guild marker just makes your money go a long, long way when you pick it up as your first relic. Though of course it doesn't help us on the very first fight, which is not great. And here I'll be taking Frostbite, just absolutely phenomenal against bosses. The sweep is good, but this faction has lots of sweep units anyway, so it's not usually hard to find something to clean weak units up. And it lets your Tethys do quite a bit of damage to bosses, which I rather enjoy. And here we have stronger enemies. I will go ahead and take this, try to set up on a later floor, and use our variety of damage spells to just reduce the incoming damage here. Oddly, the tanky minions here are going to be the hardest ones to deal with, as we can pretty easily kill the foot soldiers and that sort of thing. So here we're going to go Train Steward, Tethys, and then I'll actually play 1 Train Steward above for any potential collectors, and just eliminate this 9 damage enemy. Did get a collector, so great. Here, of course, we'll Glimmer and put another Train Steward on this floor. It's already dying, and there's not much we can do with these spells, so we'll just put a little damage on the big unit here. And we even get to save our Train Steward here. Cool. I'll actually put another stack of Regen on it as well instead of playing the other Train Steward. Could end up mattering. Didn't get anything to target the back here, and we're not guaranteed to either, which could be a slight problem. The 9 damage is going to tear through us very quickly, and we do need to get some Frostbite applied to this boss. That said, there isn't much we can do about it, so we can preserve some health on the Steward with a lance. I will go ahead and do so. And then this is surviving 1 hit from the boss always, and 2 hits, I think, never, even if we kill the back unit. Let's say we were at full health here with 4 stacks of regen, 3. That actually does buy us an extra turn, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. If my math is right, this buys us 1 more hit. assuming the back unit's dead. And looks like the back unit will not be dying, so that's unfortunate. I will still play this over Frozen Lances. 6 damage isn't that much. But that's really unfortunate. It means we're going to only get 17 Frostbite here. Alright, well at least this time we got a way to kill the back, so use that, apply more Frostbite, and it looks like we just barely get there. Fantastic news. Okay, time to collect our rewards. We got coins, nice. We'll go up a little bit further with the guild marker. Here we have a Mollusk Mage and 2 big damage spells. Let's see, what synergies do we have? The Mollusk Mage is actually good with restores, as it allows them to actually heal for 10, which is a pretty reasonable amount. And obviously powers up the Glimmers and everything else. So I don't hate it. Crit Builder we don't have any synergies with, and we're not making a spell weakness build at the moment, so like I don't need something at the 60. So if I'm gonna pick one of these, it would be the Chrysalis, just a little bit easier to cast. But I think I'm actually interested in trying out the Mage. There's some potential for like playing a bunch of these small guys on one floor or something. And here, as usual, I'll be picking up the Wildwood Sap. Just 5 regen is insane. We're looking to pick up a nice Awoken tank at some point. And this will go a long way towards making it tick. And we can pick one up now. The Guard of the Unnamed, a little less appealing, though still good. Perhaps we pick one up later for a subsequent floor, but I think this is the better tank. And of course, there we have our sweep unit here. We are going to another Awoken banner, and there's even another one here if you'd like. Given that, I think I'll pick up the sweep unit. I like this one a good amount. It can power itself up very well. And I prefer the spike version of the hollow over this one, though they're both good. But for now, we'll pick this up and hope to find a tank in the next flag. Maybe that's a little bit greedy, given that our hero is very squishy and we have some of these smaller units as well. Ooh, multi-strike is good to see here for our sweeper. Let's see if we find a tank here, and we do. Fantastic, we get a Thorned Hollow. So, we'll definitely be giving multi-strike to the Shattered Shell. That's a no-brainer for me. As it slays and becomes bigger, it'll just do great things for us. And I think rather than applying base spikes, I'd rather just give more health to our Thorned Hollow. We could perhaps do both, but I'm tempted to leave that slot alone. Yeah, just debating this a little bit, but I think I'd rather just put even more health on it. The 3 spikes will just end up not being very significant compared to how much we'll get from Rejuvenate. Enemies entering with spikes, of course, makes our sweeper immediately less good. But I think Thorned Hollow will basically be able to solo this entire mission, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the trial here. Alright, we get... oh, that was not the hollow that we were hoping for. I will obviously be glimmering, as we don't want these guys getting past here. And I have to decide if I'm willing to play Tethys. Basically, if I play Tethys on the bottom floor, I'm saying no unit is ever going to get past the Thorned Hollow. And that may very well be true. I think this fight might not have any units with more than 1 health. So I'm gonna take the risk here. I don't know, maybe it's bad. And I play the Cuddle Hex or save room for the Mage. I'll save room for the Mage, just play this guy at the top. I mean, I'll play this in the middle. I don't think it'll accomplish much, ultimately. Yeah, it looks like everything has 1 health, so they're Hollow, and we even just get to clear them all here for free. And we're already on the respite. Could be a extremely easy victory for us. I guess the boss has spikes, so that makes Tetris a little bit worse in that regard, but we really don't care, as this Hollow is just going to absolutely crush. And we still get to apply 20-ish frostbites. That definitely contributes a lot of damage. Easy fight, Thorned Hollow. Again, one of the better Oaken units in my opinion. Okay, so we can once again pick up big spells or another Flash Freeze. Don't need a third Flash Freeze, we got plenty of ways to hit the back now. So it's a question of whether we want something big or not. I'm not really in the market for a huge damage spell at the moment. It just doesn't really do anything for us. I'd rather be drawing heals, honestly. Ooh, okay, Restoring Retreat I might be interested in. This just means we can potentially cheat on floor capacity, which is great. I would love to have the Hollow, the Sweeper, and then perhaps our Champion or the Mollusk Mage or something on the same floor. So I'm going to pick that up and plan to reduce the costs maybe to stack a really massive, nasty floor. Oh, and since I've been meaning to forget, or I have been forgetting and meaning not to, let's take a look at our boss. And it looks like it is the immediately attacking Seraph, which is a scary one. Means we'll have to really get our tank very, very tough in order to survive all the attacks. So, something to think about, but I don't think it changes our strategy greatly at the moment. And here I'm probably happy to pick up another unit versus the Magic Merchant. We don't have a ton of spells that we're interested in improving, except maybe the Restoring Retreat would be nice. The Pyre Health, unnecessary, we're clearly doing very well, so I'll just go this way. Not a good selection, unfortunately. We have a better Sweeper than this, and I don't think we can support a second Thorned Hollow. We just want to put as many heals as we can into a single one. So that's going to skip for me. And as far as duplication goes, I could duplicate this to make that plan easier for us, but I think I'd rather just make sure we have lots of regen ticking away. Should have visited the case first. Perhaps it gives us a card to either rather duplicate or buffs something. Well, it does not. We don't want to duplicate the candles despite them pumping up Dante later, but again, we're doing extremely well, so we'll be happy to pick up the candles, and Dante should be a huge boon for us later. With the strategy already to be dropping stuff, I'm very much liking this. So, goodbye for now, Dante. We will be happy to see you again in the future. For now, we're off to fight Daedalus, and once again, I'm fairly certain we can solve this fight with basically Thorned Hollow by itself. And here there are going to be some haste creatures coming in at some point, so rather than try and deploy further up, I'm just going to use the bottom floor, make this thing take the hits. It's a little bit scary, but we have Glimmers to help us out. Can use Restoring Retreat on, and of course our regen sources as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of that. Sure, that's fine. I would like to get this thing played up here in order to be able to send it later, but unfortunately with the explosive here and nothing to jump in the way, we can't be doing that, so this looks like a pretty bad turn as we just play some candles, probably. The alternative play is to go ahead and heal this and deploy a Cuddle Hex so that we can freeze this. Maybe that's actually better. It sucks that we're going to have to take 3 damage for this to work, but it's going to make me feel a bit more comfortable, so I'll do that and freeze our shell for next turn. That's unfortunate. Hopefully we find some way to kill that. We do not. Can we heal our way out of this? We're taking 24. So that unfortunately means we'll have to use the Restoring Retreat in order to survive, which means Shell's not making it down here. But of course, way more important to keep our tank alive than try and get the Shell going. So that's what I'll do. And apply a bunch of regen to it. I feel like we've drawn not great so far. And got maybe a little bit unlucky with these explosives as well. Alright, well here we have to Glimmer. Gotta keep our tank going. And now we actually get to make some decisions. Do we care about this Cuddle Hex? Probably. So, I think I'll deploy my Shell. It can survive a hit here. And then just use a Lance. If it throws a Flash Freeze, that'll be good for later. Alright, keeps giving us these where we don't want them, but we have a Lance at least. Of course, critical to keep stacking heals. I will save our creature, though. I'm not actually sure it'll matter in the end. And then one more restores in here. It's unfortunate that thing leaked through, and we're already on the final wave. How are we doing? 430's okay. Can we make it better? Certainly we can. And there we go. It's a win. A little bit messy. We're going to want to find some better heals or space for the smallest mage or something. But 7 isn't so bad for a boss fight. Alright, Adaptive Mutation. Not something we're currently interested in. Nothing great to flip. Can make our champion survive a little bit better, and his attack doesn't matter as much since he's mostly all about stacking Frostbite, but I think it's a little too expensive for just doing that. Gift the Guard gives us 3 spells, makes him stronger. Actually pretty good, honestly. It can get rid of these dead frozen lances, it can make our restores really pop. Not great with the saps, but you consume anyways, that's fine. It's good with the freezes. Might be picking that one up. Deep Offering, not as interested in. No synergies with it, and 2 mana to draw a new hand of cards is just a little too expensive when you don't have any energy synergies. So I'm actually going to pick this one up. It's a pretty good card, you know. Alright, and we have our choice of a multi-striker, a sweeper, and our Vine Mother here. So we have to start considering what things are going to look like. We're trying to use Restoring Retreat to make this floor a little bit better, but realistically we can't be dropping that many creatures with one of these. So we'll have to think about our layout here and think about what reward we want to take from this boss as well, because there is a possibility it should be space in order to be able to fit Thorned Hollow, Shattered Shell, and Titan's Bane naturally, and then maybe drop a Dante or something. All that said, we have a single tank, and we know we have a Dante in our future as another good DPS, so we'll just take Divine Mother as something that can jump in the way, and getting a sting every single turn doesn't vastly improve our deck or anything, but it's not the end of the world either, and it just has a lot of health. And here, yeah, this is an interesting choice, actually. We have had a little bit of energy issues, so I wouldn't mind energy. Especially with the stings that we're going to start getting, they're going to help us draw extra cards, which means we'll have even more cards to play. So that's a big one versus picking up space, so we can make the play I talked about. But I think we'll look to maybe just hold over or duplicate it or something, rather than wasting this on the light. So I'm just going to go for energy here. And now we get to choose between more money, a relic, and some health. The relic's nice, the money and the health not so necessary, versus a merchant and another unit selection plus some removes. The merchant is probably good. We need to buff up this Vine Mother. Maybe get some more buffs on these guys. Perhaps something on our Mollusk Mage as well if we're looking to use it. So that seems good. And the Stygian unit, maybe we pick up, maybe we don't. We got more multi-strike, cool. Attack and health, those are all good. What have you got for us? We got some incant creatures. Are we interested in incant creatures? Once again, if we can get them all going on the Thorn Hollow floor, they're pretty good. I guess they're decent with Vine Mother. We're guaranteed to have stings, which we're happy enough to fire off there. But I'm not sure we need them. I think between the Shell, the Dante we're going to get, and the Tethys, we should have enough DPS going around. I don't think we need the Tang for sure, so it's just a matter of the Siren or not. And like, this could do something, but it also could just get in the way a lot. It's interesting. So right now we're looking at what, these two on the bottom to begin with, and the Vine Mother, a floor above, Dante, and Tethys. And then we look to drop the Tethys and the Dante over the course of a fight. Unfortunately, leaving our Mollusk Mage somewhat stranded. Yeah, I think I'm going to skip this. Go ahead and pick up our improvement. We don't need sweep again since we have our sweeper already. The extra health would be nice, but we'll just go for even more frostbite. And decide what we want to pick up here. So putting even more multi-strike on the Shattered Shell is kind of interesting. This thing can get pretty out of control. Versus just giving it more attack to begin with. Yeah, why not? Let's live a little. We'll give it double multi-strike. Hope it can grow itself. I'm going to give this health to Divine Mother. I do need to survive for a while. And I don't know if these guys will end up making it all that often, but we have enough money that I'm willing to throw an upgrade at it and hope it works. Endless. Endless. On the Vine Mother means we're a little bit safer. I will certainly be giving health to Thorn Hollow, that's important. And then might as well give this more attack. And yeah, you know what? I'll give the Vine Mother Endless, why not? It's not going to come up a lot, but it will come up. And of course, as usual, Drain Steward's not doing much for us, so we'll go ahead and dump those. And move on to the next battle. We've got full restore when units move up a floor. This is the guys that are getting stronger. That's a little bit concerning with Frostbite being a big part of how we deal damage, Spikes being a part of how we deal damage. So I think I'm going to have to unfortunately skip this one. Spider deck being pretty strong. This is a particularly difficult challenge and particularly unfortunate for us. Alright, what do we got? We have a smaller floor here, which is already bad, though we don't have our Dante yet, so it's actually less of a big deal. So I'll just go ahead and set these two up. And I think I'll get rid of the candle rather than playing the gifts here. Alright, get our Thorn Hollow going with some regen. And I will use my Sting to get some cash here, even though we're looking like we're going to leak a guy. Get rid of this, and I suppose a Train Steward might as well be up here. Alright, we got our Shattered Shell, which is going to get 0 kills, so a little bit unfortunate on that front. Healing naturally, and if we sting you, that actually does help, so I'd go ahead and sting you. 30 damage, that doesn't matter, this doesn't matter. So yeah, just clear the candle out. Yeah, it looks like we're taking some big damage. The trial, funnily enough, wouldn't have mattered too much, though it will start to matter a bit more now that we've gotten the sweeper online. Just very unfortunate that we couldn't get it trained up, but... Okay, so here, there's some options. This really sucks. Yeah, this might be a good time to descend our Tethys. Dealing damage to this unit doesn't matter too much anyway. So I think I will do that. It just means we get to apply a little bit of Frostbite down here. And in the meantime, 10 damage up here again makes a difference, so fire that off. And then this actually hits pretty hard, might as well deploy it and try to kill one of these back units with Frostbite. Okay, we got another flash freeze. Does that help? We can deal him 11 damage, so no, it's not actually making a difference there. But we can play it on this fellow to go ahead and kill him. And then just heal as much as we can. Yeah, that doesn't really change much. So we end up taking a pretty big amount of hits here. Didn't work out great. Boss should be a breeze though, so there we are. Really obviously need our triple striking unit to have a bit more power than it does right now. Alright, so we can get a second Gifts to the Guard. That's probably a little much. Again, drawing each other, which is maybe okay actually, but eh. I think I'd rather have a Crystalline Seeds where I can use this early on to prevent some damage. And it's just never a bad card. Alright, here we have our option of some extra draw, some extra energy, or rooted. And I think I will take the rooted here. Again, it helps us in the early turns, and then just replace itself later on. Nothing too bad. Our boy Dante has arrived. That's good. Automatically makes some of our heals much stronger as well, which is great. And we even have a Steel Merchant to go ahead and try to make it better. Obviously a huge priority is Dante can usually carry a run pretty well if you can make him a bit stronger. Giving him another stack of multi-strike not really all that tempting when he's going to have 5 already. We're really just looking to pump his attack. I don't know if Battle Stone is the way to do that. It's a little weak. I'd really rather have the +10s, but I also feel like I might need to just apply what I can right now. If we give him this and a +10, he ends up at 18. That's pretty good. Maybe we find a large stone or something. It's also fine. So give that a go. I think I pass on these. Alright, not interested in Endless. We'll just take the 10 attack here. 18 times 6 is a pretty large number still. Happy to see that. I think we're done with Steel Merchants now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we'll just ignore the Cuddle Hex. So I think our squad is strong enough. We just need to get the Restoring Retreats online, make the Shattered Shell actually a bit stronger. Wouldn't mind picking up a buff spell of some sort for it. And I just have to decide if I'd like to remove a few cards or not. Let's see, next turn we can go to a Magic Merchant, or... Alright, of course, duplicating Dante is always insane, so we're probably going to be heading this way. So I'll go ahead and remove. Just get rid of the Stewards here. doing anything for us. 15 armor. We have a sweep unit, which is unfortunate for Tethys, unfortunate for Mollusk Mage, even a little unfortunate for Shattered Shell, though we can heal that up out of range. So Tethys won't get to contribute here, which is scary. That said, the multi-striking boss is particularly weak to spikes, so I'm not worried about the boss phase too much. So we just need to decide if we're worried about 15 armor on the units in the meantime, and unfortunately it makes our sweep unit not be able to train up, so I'm gonna have to pass on this one. I feel like I'm skipping a lot of trials for a run that I feel is actually quite strong. I'm finding that a little bit awkward, but what can you do? And more awkwardness here as we can't heal this to immediately get spikes. But what can you do? I do think I'll save this spot for our shell and just play Dante a floor above. He should survive if this stuff gets through. I'm just debating if I wanted to play these units at the top or just save them maybe for later or something. And yeah, I think I won't be playing them at the moment. There's no reason to. I mean, that's a reason to, but play the Divine Mother, of course, and Dante already doing great work for us. So he just annihilates this floor. Alright, finally get our sweeper. Get a sap, that's cool. We get to Frostbite. Yeah, we'll do it on this floor. Store is great, and this thing probably doesn't really matter where it goes too much. Divine Mother actually quite a bit better with Dante's Cloak as well. He's hitting for 20 is powerful. Alright, this is still dying. Sting here. No real reason to root anyone, though we might as well. Just to get our draw going, and I don't know, apply some Frostbite. I actually don't want to play these Glimmers because I would rather get my kills. Oh, disinflated spikes though. It should be fine. Yeah, now that I look at it, it's actually really anti-synergistic with the spikes killing stuff, not allowing the Shattered Shell to get going. So I might actually just look to play a Dante here next time, and then play a second Dante and just have all Dantes all the way down. We got a Restoring Retreat. Sure, let's go ahead and play that. Get rid of candles. It's actually dying to Frostbite, which is cool. I guess we can sling it anyway. And more regen. Great. I imagine. Oh wow, we actually don't kill yet? It's surprising to me. But I'm sure once we throw a couple of these in, we will easily kill. Alright, we got Sap, don't think we need. Silence, don't think we need. Spell Weakness, don't think we need. Easy. This would be good if we could deploy it, but we're just having a hard time finding space right now. As I'm sitting here thinking about all this, I guess the best way to actually try and get use of our Shattered Shell rather than just abandon it completely, is to have Divine Mother plus the Shattered Shell at the bottom, which lets us get some use out of the Endless here, as it'll likely get killed in later fights pretty quickly. And then on the floor above, we can go Thorned Hollow plus Dante, and look to send additional Dantes into that floor. I guess if the middle floor ends up being 4, that plan's a little bit awkward, but it's definitely a thought depending on how the floors shake out. That said, this is probably unrealistic as much as I would enjoy it. Focused growth, good, but now that our restores hit for 12, I don't feel the need for a big expensive heal. So I think I'm happy enough to skip here, even though these are decent selections. And as I mentioned, we will of course be looking to duplicate Dante, it's insane. Oh wow. These are both great. I think the regen is going to be better for us, but this is actually a very powerful effect. Just getting 5 health in all your tanks every turn. But we're playing lots of regen, so the Bloated Fungus is pretty great. And duplicate our Dante. And we're moving on to Fel, who's got Spell Shield and Armor. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, hopefully. Okay, top floor is smaller, so we can try and set of the plan I had mentioned. These are the Extinguish guys, unfortunately, so it's going to be hard to play Tethys here. Ideally, in that world, you'd want Tethys on the bottom, behind your other stuff. But of course, even if I clear this out, the statue ends up having 6 stacks, so I can't play Tethys. So I could play Tethys on a different floor, and then attempt to descend it later. I mean, probably better than just not playing it, though it's not 100% clear to me that it is. Might be better to just save room for it and make sure I can stick in the right spot. Because otherwise I'm looking to draw the Restoring Retreat multiple times. Yeah, I'm actually just not going to play it. A little bit awkward. And that's the problem with Tethys having 3 health, but what can you do? Here I will deploy Dante on this floor, and I will still Glimmer these guys, of course. I'm not going to use my sap on anything, but I'll apply some Frostbite to the boss, I guess. Alright, can you survive on the bottom? You cannot. That's... man, really drawing cards in a awkward order, but I think this is just going to be strong enough that we don't care too much. But I would really like to get this deployed, we just can't at the moment. Okay, as you can see, even the basic restores are bringing this basically to full health in just a couple of turns. Okay, finally get our Vine Mother online with a really bad hand all in all. Probably looking to pick up draw off of this boss just so we can actually try to have less of these awkward starts. Alright, we get a Restoring Retreat, that's nice. We'll go ahead and drop Dante. And get this floor wrecked. Sure. Yeah, having any kind of buffs for the Dantes would be just insane. Imagine just giving them 10 more attack. Okay, now we get a bunch of Mollusk Mages. Still not what we need. It's a good thing Dantes are overpowered, because otherwise we'd be losing this very badly. But I'll deploy some of these guys for the heck of it. regen. Nice one. Snare for the card draw. Big hand this turn, but hoping it's a good thing because we're hoping to redraw our champion at some point here. So even though a lot of this is not that useful, so throw that out there. Of course, this dying, but with endless, we don't mind so much. Get the Dante's Candle out. Sting. And we'll get a card frozen here anyway. I might just play the gifts in order to thin out our deck again to draw the stuff we want. So let's just try getting that shot. Okay, cool. We got another big regen, and we can deal a whole bunch of damage to the boss here. I guess. Well, we actually want this to die, so I want to give it a big heal right now. I'll do this up here and just give this another trigger, sure. Got a Mind Mother back, and Tethys. Cool. Only one more spell shield to go. Sure, not one of these. Alright, on the final wave. If you redraw our Shattered Shell, not sure it's even worth playing, but I suppose there's no harm in it. It'll at least take a hit for our champion, perhaps. I mean, I guess I'll heal this up to full, sure. Just come out on one trigger. I don't think any of this matters, since this force should more than easily solo the boss. But we might as well get a couple of stacks of Frostbite going on it before that happens. And yeah, let's make sure we play our candle, otherwise we end the turn. Watch our Dante's fire off about a dozen shots every turn. It's quite a few. Alright. And Shard Channeler, another unit that would be nice to put on our tank floor. If we had that plus the healing one, that would have been pretty cool, but unfortunately we just don't have room for all that. The Rail Spike sort of similar to the Gifts of the Guard, but we don't have the excess energy really to be doing that, I don't think. And Ancient Synergy is not a thing we need, even though it's pretty good. Like, it deals, what, 150 damage? It's just too expensive. I'd rather just throw out Restores, sadly. And yeah, I will be taking a draw here, just to make sure our setup is as smooth as possible. And let's see. Are we going to want to duplicate another Dante? Like, probably. So, the Steel Merchant doesn't offer us a whole lot. So this is an artifact plus a heal versus maybe a potential trinket. Yeah, I'm interested in a potential trinket, and cave events can be sometimes good. Let's just check out our champion real quick, and you know, big Frostbite upgrade. Let's see what we can buy here. Okay, this is obviously decent. This is okay, and this doesn't do much for us. Let's check out the event. We can choose ourselves a spike. So, Rage and Armor, Card Draw, or Sap and Frostbite. The Hellhorn Spike is sort of interesting here for applying on a Dante. If we can get a couple of stacks of rage, we'll make it hit quite a bit harder. The armor could maybe be useful against some of the sweep enemies as well on our champion or something, so this won't be like insane here, but I will take it. And here I don't know how much this actually matters. It'll end up adding like 30 or 40 attack. I mean, it's pretty good. Yeah, sure. I just don't know how much any of this matters with the Dantes behind the big tank. It's like still kind of irrelevant, but you know, might as well try to make the best decisions we can. And this time I will be taking this. The Dantes have proven that they can take out even the toughest enemies. And I'm happy to go on another artifact shopping trip or some such. Plus we have 100 health, we leak a few. Not so bad. Okay, we got a smaller bottom floor, which means Tethys doesn't have a great place to stay. So I guess that means we're putting him at the top and hoping to drop him at some point. Still gonna play the Fine Mother at the bottom here. It's on the top for now. And no reason to play the Spike there. Would like to get a sweeper going. We did. Fortunately, these guys are a little bit too strong for us. But we'll certainly still be deploying this. Would like to get rid of this one. The Glimmer awkwardly too strong now, as it will clear this unit out instead of giving the sweeper a kill. So man, this thing really hasn't worked out with the multi-strike. Should have given just 10 attack, would have been much better, but you know, hindsight and all that. Our Tethys looking like it's in a bit of trouble. Just not drawing our Dantes, so yeah, it's all gonna be a bit of a problem. As such, I have to decide how and what I want to do, and I guess Glimmer here makes the most sense. Takes this guy out and gives us a trigger. Sting, unfortunately, well, it'll take off some armor actually, so I'll play it there. Okay. So I would like to get a Dante going here, and I would like to give this some protection so that we can at least get the Frostbite stacks in this before it hits the pyre and deals a bunch of damage. So we might be using Mollusk Mage as a human shield. Yep. Fortunately, still not going to kill this. Man. I might die on this trial, which will be really unfortunate. Just not drawing exactly what we need here. Let's see, does this make a difference? I could probably guess an extra Dante hit, but it doesn't actually change anything, so we'll try to set up for next turn. That. Frostbite there, buying us a little bit of time. Okay, we got the other Dante. We're gonna play him in the front in order to once again give our hero a little bit of time. Apply Frostbite at the bottom, I think is the correct place for it. Deploy this for a future tanking turn, maybe? Or we may deploy it now, actually, yeah. For self-mutilations. Oof. You might be in trouble here. These tanks really a lot scarier than I anticipated. But our other Dante should now start actually contributing, so that's good. And we can go ahead and ensnare this thing. So that'll help get this going. Let's see, I think this will probably buy us a kill. Nope, it does not. I'm bad at math. I'm gonna let this one through and just glimmer down here to avoid getting more bad cards there. And I guess we'll get rid of some of these rather than restoring. Obviously it'd be great to drop one of our big units on this turn while we have this thing rooted. Okay, we did draw a Restoring Retreat, so I'm happy to see that. Is it 30 health? 31 health, okay. Those amounts matter. Okay, what does dropping Dante do? Let's think about this. I mean, it has to be correct, right? But then we don't have anything else to confront our champion, so our champion will die. But so will Dante if we leave him up here. So whatever we leave up there dies, which is not good news. Huh. We might have to do something weird like drop the Steel Wing. And then hope to draw and snare, or Spike maybe does something at some point. Alright, we heal the Dante, okay. Okay, so I think the plan is actually to drop this. We have our frozen heal, so we can do that next turn. We want to heal the Dante to survive this attack. And here, of course, we can play a Sting. Get rid of this, and just get some restores going. Just gonna upset the boss with this, pretty annoying. Okay, so we have to restore this. What I'm wondering is whether this can kill by itself if we throw enough stings down, and then the champion can maybe get dropped. So how much does this do? 6 times 20 is 120, minus 12 is 108. So we need an additional 82. So are we actually just short? Worst case I can root it, so I'm just gonna let this do the math. Oh, that is just short. Okay. Man, that sweeper really did not pay out. Okay, we are killing the boss though, that's good. So, oops, let's play the candle there. Alright, barely made it, but I will take it. Crap. Perhaps a little reckless on our part there. 69 damage, nice. The preserve is interesting. Could freeze the spike or the snare or retreat or something until we need it. Versus another crystalline seeds again can help us during setup. I'll actually try to preserve. Seems okay here. And graft obviously great. Pick it up over wake. Yep. Alright, and a little tempted to go grab some pyre health, but I do want to duplicate another Dante, I think. They're just so insane. Hopefully we get something good here. The energy isn't bad. It's not that good though. We don't have like crazy expensive cards that we need to set up. Get holdover on something. That is something I'm interested in for sure. I could see giving this holdover as well as cost reduction. I think I will do that actually. And that just gives really lets us easily set up a massive power floor. Here, let's just make Glimmer a little bit stronger, sure. Let's look at these trinkets again. I think I'm gonna just re-roll and hope we find something better. These on top floor, chance to swap. And these haven't been great. I'll pick up the Light's Gift, it's sometimes useful, but overall this has been pretty weak. Guess we'll just spend a lot of money purging, probably. Remove consume. I mean, it's okay on these. I guess I'll do it on one of the saps. Sure. Go ahead and reduce the cost on that as well. And then let's see what we can purge. The Lance is obviously quite bad. Probably the worst cards in our deck. Yep. Let's purge a couple of those. Sure. And duplicate another Dante. And hope we don't die in the setup phase, because the boss, once we're set up, should be pretty straightforward. Probably not the opening we're looking for. We'll deploy one Dante, and can we afford to play Tethys? The boss will just kill it, right? So, not really. Can't play a Dante at the top floor either. Yep, off to a pretty not great start, though. What we can do here is go ahead and freeze our champion, actually. That seems alright to me. These are both the non-consuming ones. Sure. I should have, of course, killed that one instead of the bottom one. That was silly. Okay, we're lucky enough to draw our tank here. Unfortunately, the rest of this not looking too good. So we have 5 slots here. Yeah, I'll do this. Just use this as a human shield for the boss. And once again, our shell just can't get deployed. I'll give that 1 stack in order to get this going. melee weakness there, it's okay. Can I root the boss? I don't believe so. Yeah, they're immune. Okay. So... have to play one of these, and then hope to get our drop card at some point here. Obviously keep restoring. I could do the gifts. I'm a little scared of it now that we gave this holdover. I want to make sure we draw that before we play gifts. So I'll just do a quick restore and not play the other Dante. There's no room right now. Okay, that's sort of what we're looking for. We got a retreat as well, that's good. Get the Divine Mother online. This should die whichever unit we move. Let's just drop Dante here. Continue to heal. And I will kill that as well. Cost of 3 damage to our Pyre. We need to make sure our tank is actually healthy. Because it's likely to get hit with another melee weakness soon. Yep, that hits the bottom. That's really, really good. So now we'll drop our champion and just heal as much as we can. Drop this up here again. Maybe it draws the boss's ire. That would be fantastic for us. And a frozen card would come in handy as well. That's not good news. Though the Glimmer should go a long way here. So let's definitely fire that off. Okay, it makes us survive, good. Replay this, of course. Do I want to drop this? I actually think I'd rather have this here for the boss to potentially hit. That said, I want to use the Restoring Retreat somewhere, just to make sure we keep hold of it. I could drop the boss, save some damage. That actually seems good. It's dying again, but who cares? This candle. What we were hoping for. It's our Fine Mother. And unfortunately have to go ahead and do this. The triple Dantes here should be pretty good, and it looks like we're almost in the final wave anyway. We would like to kill this though, because it's about to kill our Pyre. So let's maybe do that. Unfortunately, that means we don't get these cards. We're hoping to get some major healing done here in the next 2 turns. All the bosses on their way up. So far, not doing a fantastic job of that, but the Glimmer should once again go a long way. Definitely do that. Reason not to do this. Oh, that'll pump the boss way too much, so I don't want to play it. I guess I'll play it on the floor above. And time to see if we have enough. Not at the moment. And we drew not great. think we're looking at Gifts of the Guard for some heals here. Yeah. Okay, we had a couple. Alright, that's pretty good. Let's see if we can do better. Okay, that's better, but it's not enough. Does anything else actually help here? I imagine killing this is a benefit. Let's find out. Yes. Yes, it is. It's a big one, in fact. Okay, and we're out of energy. So I think what my plan is now is to freeze Divine Mother and play it on the following turn in the hope that we have enough Frostbite on this that it just dies. Maybe with addition of some stings or something. And this thing hitting it for 9 a turn. Yep. This is it's gonna be a close one. Needed to get a few more stacks of regen going. Unfortunately, the bloated fungus not doing enough here. But it looks like this is going to be enough frostbite. Oh, and this gets dazed. That's great. Alright. Managed to make it somehow. Let's get rid of that. And barely a success, still counts as a success. At 7 health, but you know what? We got some different clans. I'm excited about that, and that was a pretty cool run. I haven't had Dante in a while. Felt like we should have maybe done better than we did, given that we had 3 Dantes in the deck, but again, win is a win, so I'll take it. See whether we unlocked anything cool here. Don't think I used any new cards, but perhaps. Oh, haven't gotten a Vine Mother in the end. Sweet. Alright, short 1 Awoken card and a couple Melting Remnant looks like. So in any case, as usual, thank you for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.